So into semi-final nights of the Regency and Sussex Cup, joined again by Callum Field Mullins. Callum, a mixed night last Saturday night for you?
Yeah, I probably didn't realise that I could use my each way options, and I went straight in. So I was a bit naive of myself. But overall, I was pretty impressed with the calibre of dogs that were racing that evening. Some very good performances. Chelm's Cub shocked me a lot. Joe knew what he was talking about with that, and obviously it paid off well for him. But yeah, I mean, the vast majority of the dogs that I had put up were there or thereabouts, which I was happy with. Just not quite as many winners as I would have liked.
Now, to be fair to you, I was checking through the results. There were only 2 winning favourites on the night out of 13 races, two winners and 1 outright and 1 joint favourite. So it was a fairly tough night all round. I think in terms of the punting side, Bubbly Dancer got you out of trouble a little bit, didn't she?
Yeah, she definitely did. She ran a phenomenal race from track 3. Clearly showed that she can stay the distance over 695. Yeah, I'm glad I went with her now.
Excellent. So we'll crack into this Saturday. And what have you pulled out from this weekend's card?
Okay, so to start with, if I just get up the form, I've gone with Trap 6 Doghouse Dazzler. He was a bit of a price last week, and from his previous performances as well, I was fairly impressed with his second last week. And if he can replicate a break like when he has done on his first 2 outings at Hove, I think his staying ability would prove harder to catch, especially if he shows the 432 and 438 sectionals that he has done previously. He is one of my bets for that evening. I've put him down as £10 each way.
Okay.
So I'm already starting with my each way process rather than go full in.
Excellent.
Moving on to the first Regency semi, I thought it was quite a hard one to pick out, and you know there's a lot of dogs there that are ideal for their certain traps. Chelm's Cub did it from 3 last week. He's now got 5. There's a lot of early pace in the race, but I've decided to go with Bubbly Dancer in trap 1. I think where she's got that trap 1 and she is so close to the rail, she's going to use that to her advantage. Hopefully with the smash out like last week, you know, there's everything for her to go a bit further than she has done before. You know, even now that she has come onto her English debut, she hasn't lost yet. And I don't want to be the person to jinx it, but I think there could be some prices in there. I'm hoping she'll be a little bit larger than, you know, the likes of Bombardier and Chelm's Cub, who did the quickest time last week. Yeah, I'll be playing with Bubbly Dancer £10 each way. Okay. Because that is a very tough heat for the Regency.
Excellent. What else have we got?
Moving on to the second semi. Unfortunately, Fawn Rebel's been withdrawn from 5. He was my player last week. I thought he ran really well, and unfortunately, he's been withdrawn. But using that, I think Havana Bailout's got to be the bet of the evening, where Bailout is so isolated in trap 6 and got nothing on its inside. I can see it having a clear run to that first bend and can clearly open up. You know, Ninja Kerry I was with last week, but I don't think her being in 2 or even being in 4 is going to do her any favours. I think she runs better from 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. I was expecting a big run from Baby Bullet last week, and to be fair to her, she did qualify, but has only pulled up a 3rd. Chelm's, yes, ran really well, but I can only be with Havana Bailout here. The time she did last week, the time Havana Bailout did last week was, you know, nothing short of phenomenal. I'll be playing £40 straight.
Okay,
I
that
think
is
she,
confident.
yeah.
Excellent.
And then moving on to the second semi-final.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't say a little bit disappointed. I think surprised would be the word for lights out. After stepping up in distance at Swindon, I thought she could really relish at Hove, especially over that trip. Nice short run to the bend, so like she can avoid trouble if there was any. Samson Rocket, I have always liked as a stayer. He's been incredible. Oh, sorry, she's been incredible over the top staying grades. And I was also with Milton Pepe, who was one of my winners last week. But I've gone with an outsider who I thought ran on really well and stayed like a train for third. Was almost caught Russian Sammy for second. I'm playing £10 each way for Sparta Dash and Trap 6 for the Richard Rees kennel.
Yeah.
You know, if Sparta Dash can break as evenly as it did break evenly at all, I think as long as it stays with the pack, it'll have a very strong chance coming down that home straight.
Excellent.
So, yeah, £10 each way for Sparta Dash. As far as I know, that's my 100.
Okay, and have you got any thoughts on the other semis?
Yeah, for me, I'm just sticking with my anti-post favourites, Kilkenny Santi and Call Me Steve. Now, the reason I've stayed away from putting money on them this week is that, you know, both of them did come second. Kilkenny Santi didn't break as well as I thought he could. You know, there could be that difference that toaster traps are a lot different to Hove, hence why some dogs have a lot more early pace from either one. And Call Me Steve, he ran well to get where he was. He didn't show what he could have done from the race beforehand, where he came from 6th to 1st. But either way, you know, his form in itself is enough to go by for him to win that race. Again, it is a very tough one. But I'm hoping Kilkenny Santi, with being in trap 1, where he railed so nicely last week, he can clear the bend if he doesn't break that well and open up down the back. So yeah, I'll be going with Kilkenny Santi in race 9 in the third semi-final of the Sussex Cup. And I'll be going with trap 4, Call Me Steve, in the third semi-final of the Regency.